Centuries before the term bling was invented to denote extravagant shows of luxury, Rococo infused the world of art and interior design with an aristocratic idealism that favored elaborate ornamentation and intricate detailing. The paintings that became signature to the era were created in celebration of Rococo's grandiose ideals and lust for the aristocratic lifestyle and pastimes. The movement, which developed in France in the early 1700s, evolved into a new, over-the-top marriage of the decorative and fine arts, which became a visual lexicon that infiltrated 18th century continental Europe. The Rococo style began in France in the 1730s as a reaction against the more formal and geometric Louis XIV style, also called as the French Classicism, or the style of architecture and decorative arts intended to glorify King Louis XIV and his reign. It was also known as the Rocaille style. It also came to influence the other arts, particularly sculpture, furniture, silverware, glassware, painting, music, and theater. Although originally a secular style primarily used for interiors of private residences, the Rococo had a spiritual aspect to it, which led to its widespread use in church interiors, particularly in Central Europe, Portugal, and South America. The term Rococo was first used by Jean Mondon in his first book of Rococo Form and Setting in 1763.
In painting, Rococo was primarily influenced by Venetian school's use of color, erotic subjects, and Arcadian landscapes, while the school of Fontainebleau was foundational to the Rococo interior design. The noted painters Giorgione and Titian, among others, influenced Rococo period's emphasis on swirling color and erotic subject matter. Rococo is an 18th century artistic movement and style affecting many aspects of the art, including painting, sculpture, architecture, interior design, decoration, literature, music, and theater. It was developed in early 18th century in Paris, France, as a reaction against the grandeur, symmetry, and strict regulations of the Baroque, especially of the Palace of the Versailles. Rococo artists and architects used a more jocular, florid, and graceful approach to the Baroque. Their style was ornate and used light colors, asymmetrical designs, curves, and gold. But then, the style was received a harsh criticism and was seen by some to be superficial and poor of taste, especially when it was compared to neoclassicism. Despite of this, it has been praised for its aesthetic qualities, and by the end of the 18th century, it was replaced by the neoclassic style.
France was the epicenter of Rococo development. Painting was an important aspect of Rococo movement in France, and the notable painter who pioneered the style, Antony, was considered as the father of Rococo art and impacted all the other artists with his ability. He painted peaceful, cheerful sceneries in works that were revolutionary in their asymmetrical shape. Most of his art concentrates on joyful people dancing around and having fun in a beautiful environment, which was followed by French culture, who affected many aspects of designs from interiors to tapestries to fashion. Among the other notable artists were Jean-Baptiste Van Loo, Jean-Marc Latour, and Francois Lemoyne. It was also said that Venetian school's use of color, sensual topics, and Arcadian landscapes influenced Rococo painting. The Venetian school was an Italian painting school that flourished in the 15th, 16th, and 18th centuries, and was known for its sumptuousness and brilliance of color, while the school of Fontainebleau depicts mannerism painting and decorative sculpture, as well as Italianate architecture, which emerged in France in mid-16th century, and it was the foundational Rococo interior design.
Rococo art versus present-day art. Lightness, grace, and an enthusiastic use of bending natural shapes and decoration characterize Rococo art. The majority of the scenes represent love, nature, passionate interactions, lighthearted fun, and youth. The name Rococo comes from the French word rocaille, which means rubble or rock. Contemporary art, on the other hand, refers to art created and produced by live artists now. Today's artists operate in and respond to a culturally varied, technologically advanced, and multidimensional global world. Their aesthetics are time-bound in the sense that they engage in a conversation with current art history and the subject matter is timely. Rococo period artists. Number 1 is Jean-Antoine Watteau. Jean-Antoine Watteau is one of the most brilliant and creative artists of the 18th century. He is recognized for establishing Rococo painting as well as being a skilled draftsman whose gleaming chalk sheets capture delicate aspects of deportment and expression. His paintings depict aristocratic and theatrical individuals in rich, fictitious environments. Their passionate and wistful interactions set a tone, but they do not tell a story in the classic sense. He had a long-lasting influence on the development of Rococo art in France and throughout Europe, which inspired other great artists like Jean-Honoré Fragonard and François Boucher. One of his well-known artworks is The Pilgrimage to Cythera, which depicted a group of travelers setting in Cythera, which is an island thought to be the birthplace of Venus, the goddess of love, a sacred island where lovers can finally find their true partners. Number 2 is Jean-Honoré Fragonard. Jean-Honoré Fragonard was one of the well-known artists in the Rococo period of art. He developed an expressive and flowing approach as a painter and a draftsman, embodying the openness and curiosity of the French Enlightenment. His paintings were known for their fluid elegance and sensual beauty, as well as the brilliance of his technique. One of his artwork is The Swing, or also known as The Lucky Happenings on the Swing. It is considered as one of the most famous works of Jean-Honoré Fragonard. It portrays a young man hidden among the greenery, observing a young woman swinging who is being pushed by an elderly man in the backdrop, who is also completely unaware of the man's existence. Present-day artists. Number 1 is Peter Doig. Peter Doig is a modern Scottish artist widely regarded as one of the most prominent current representational painters. His paintings are distinguished by an equal attention on landscapes and humans, fusing historical and personal themes into painterly abstractions with unique compositions. Peter Doig is well known for his white canoe painting. Number 2 is Yoshitomo Nara. Yoshitomo Nara is a pioneering personality in modern art whose hallmark style honors the introspective freedom of the imagination and the individual by expressing children in a variety of emotional complexity ranging from resistance and rebellion to quietude and introspection. He has established himself as one of Asia's most valuable painters, with his work consistently appearing in major auctions. He is well known for his distinctive photos of frightening, wide-eyed youngsters, which touch into a global intergenerational anguish. One of his famous work is The Knife Behind Back, which depicts a child that looks like someone who is angrily hiding something behind their back.
Rococo art is connected to the society that created it. Social and political events have a significant outgrowth on art, changing the attitudes, tastes, or opinion of a potential patron. Watching art change to reflect society during the 18th century can be flat out fun. Child kings, runaway aristocrats, powerful mistresses, revolutions. One of the major artistic styles of this time was the Rococo, which centered on the mixture of the grand and intricate with the light-hearted and frivolous. Rococo art was complex and detailed but light and whimsical, reflecting an era of elite, wealth, power, and above all,
The Bonjour! To add spice to our presentation, I would like to present to you the exquisitely detailed artworks of our group inspired by the Rococo Art Movement. Our artworks remind me a little bit of Jean-Antoine Watteau. Maybe researching about the Rococo period made us inspired to draw a masterpiece. Merci everyone! I sincerely appreciate your attention today. We are hoping that you were enlightened by the beauty of Rococo Art Movement.